Hi, I'm Steve Lay from LAY2 Real Estate. Welcome to the Bayswater Junior Football Club RoundUp. This is a new segment we're going to be running every fortnight, I believe, Colin?
Believe so. At least every fortnight. Maybe we'll try every month. We'll see how we go with... there's not much to go in the season, so...
Okay, so we'll play it by you?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do... I think we should run it fortnightly. I don't know about you, Colin, but I reckon fortnightly. But look, just a little bit of a background for LAY2 Real Estate, sponsor of the club, major sponsor for the last 3 years. One thing we didn't do earlier in the year was actually present the cheque, the sponsorship cheque. So I'm just going to present it now because I can.
Fantastic. Well, Steve, on behalf of the Bayswater Junior Football Club and the community, thank you very much for your ongoing support. Been a fantastic supporter of the club and of the Bayswater community in general. And without people like you, it's very hard for football clubs, especially ours, to continue. So thank you very much, and we'll be talking a little bit about that later in this little episode.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Colin, and we appreciate the opportunity to actually sponsor the club. But just a little plug for LAY2 Real Estate. Like footy, kicking goals is important. So if you're selling a home or you're looking for property management for your rental and you want to kick goals, come and see LAY2 Real Estate. LAY2 Real Estate, lay.com.au. 9371 1000 is the phone number you need to call. I'm Steve Lay. Give us a call. Now, back to the footy.
Well, firstly, to all our club members, it's really important that we support Steve. Steve supports us. Everyone get involved. Everyone knows where you are, Steve. You can't miss you here on the corner, under the subway. If you need someone to look after you with your real estate, please give Steve a call. He's supported our club for many, many years, so let's look after Steve and get behind him.
Kicking goals. Hey, listen, let's get into it. Everyone's probably had enough of that. Let's talk about footy. So, first time in history, what's happened at the football club?
For the first time in history, we've got 15 teams playing footy. So, for quite a few years, we had one team per year group. Now we've got many year groups with more than one team.
Okay,
so that's a fantastic.
May I ask, Colin? Okay, so how many kids is that? Is that girls and boys?
Well, that's girls and boys. We'll talk about the girls later because the girls football has been a fantastic thing. It's our second year that we're running girls teams, but the boys teams have grown, and on top of that, we've got about 100 kids registered in Auskick. So on top of that, those 250 that we've got registered in the juniors and the mods, we've got 100 kids doing Auskick every Sunday morning. So it's a fantastic number of registrations that we've got.
Yeah, that's awesome. And there's 250 juniors as well.
Yeah,
on top of that.
Absolutely.
So it's a pretty strong club coming from a small group as they were before they moved to Hillcrest, Upper Hillcrest Reserve. Now, okay, let's get into year sevens. They're travelling along very nicely. Their first year in the modifieds, they've been elevated to the top division, and they're enjoying playing on a larger oval.
Yeah, well, this group's done very well, and there's a couple of coaches down there that are doing a wonderful job. And this group's first time that they're actually playing for premiership points, if you like, and they're doing great. And they've got to keep going, and I think they will.
Okay. All right, so year eight's sensational year after not registering a win last year. Whereabouts are they on the ladder?
Look, they're first. They're coming first. So Super Coach Chris has done a marvellous job with these boys. Last year they didn't win a game, and they had a tough year, but to their credit, to all the boys and the coaching and the parents, they've persevered. And we've had some boys come across from Ballajura who, with this team, they had some issues, so over to us, we've welcomed them with open arms, and the boys have all come together, gelled very quickly, and they've done very well, and good luck to them. Hopefully they'll keep going. And
they're a game clear on the ladder. Well done, guys. Okay, year nine green, having a tough run of late. What's going on there? Yet to register a win. So look, they're trying hard. They've been in front by the looks of it over the last few matches, but the third quarters have let them down.
Look, it's been interesting. The year 9 group, we've got 2 teams in the year 9 group, first time, and they're both strong teams. So when it gets to the older age groups, the divisions are pretty strong. So we now play in the Metro division with teams from Swan districts, teams from Perth, and teams from the East Perth region. So it's very strong, very competitive. The boys have been very good, very strong. So both the green team and the red team. The red team are having a really good season also. They're trying very hard. And both teams have been in most games. It really hasn't taken much, just a little bit of luck. We go into the next phase now after the school holidays, and a little bit of luck for both teams, and can't see why they can't register a lot more win. But the boys are trying hard So,
Okay, well, what doesn't break you makes you stronger.
Absolutely
And you've got to know how to lose before you can learn how to win.
That's
So
right, absolutely.
you'll come back stronger. Don't worry about that. Year 10s, having a solid season, sitting in second spot. Master coach Mike Scott, and he has his players geared for another grand final. What's so good about Mike?
Well, a lot of things are good about Mike. If you have a chat to Mike, he'll tell you. But no, he's doing very well. But he's got a really good bunch of boys who have been together for a long time. They've come through all the way through the juniors, and fantastic bunch of boys and fantastic bunch of people involved with that, especially with Mike who's leading them. Yeah. And it's a great thing for the club that they're doing so well in their division, and hopefully they'll keep going and get into a grand final and win it. So good luck to that year 10 group. They're doing enormous work.
Good luck to the year 10s. Hey, now we're on to the girls. But before we get on to the girls, really importantly, another sponsor, Charlie's. Charlie's. If you don't know where Charlie's is or know what Charlie's does, Charlie's is a delicatessen. It's on the corner of Walter Road West and Beach Bar Road North. Pretty much everybody knows Charlie's. They've been there for a long, long time. They specialise in all sorts of things. What sort of thing? What do you know about Charlie's?
Well, first of all, Charlie's been a long-term sponsor of the club, and the Tricoli family are great supporters of our club. And when last year we instigated the girls' teams, and we needed someone to help out because lots of jumpers need to be bought. We approached Mel and his family, Mel Tricoli, and they were fantastic. So I'd like to acknowledge them. At Charlie's, I'm sure everyone knows Charlie's, but if you don't, go in there, go and see them. They've got a huge range of food items from Australia and around the world. Best range of cold meats, Steve. If you like your cold meats like I do, go and see them. They've got a fantastic range, all your different pastas, fresh, dry pasta, all sort, anything you need for a great meal, go and see them. And while you're there, they actually have a number of other stores in that complex, so including other supporters of the club, like the Corner Butcher, and if you're over 18, Liquor Stacks there at Charlie's. So, go and see them. But they've been great with the girls' teams, and it's the whole thing with the girls' teams, Steve, is that, like I said, last year we basically had a thought, let's put some girls' teams together, not knowing what would happen, and now we have a number of girls' teams that play every week and are doing really well.
Okay, so we've got a number of girls' teams, as you mentioned, but I want to know more about years 5 and 6. They're still learning their craft by the looks of it, and Wade Hull as a new coach.
Yes.
How are they going? They're doing a fantastic job.
So this group's the new group that started, new age group, and a lot of girls are playing football for the first time. So it's really important that they enjoy the game, and that's the first part of getting everyone involved. But that's for everyone that plays the game. They've got to enjoy the game. So that's what we're trying to do. Learn some skills and enjoy the game. So the results don't matter. So it's just about learning and enjoying the game.
Okay, so moving on to the 7/8s, girls under the tutelage of Super Coach Dean. I know Dean. Well done, Dean. Super Coach, mate. That's a great tag. Dean Byrne, currently sitting 5th on the ladder, having a red hot crack.
So Dean last year was one of the first people that put his hand up to coach the girls' teams, and he's followed that through to the 7/8s, and they're having a great time. The girls have fun. If you see them play, and if you haven't been down on a Friday night to go and see the girls play, please do. All the club members, go and see them, and it's a great turnout.
What time?
They vary, so look at the website. We've got there's a new website coming on board, but they'll see generally it's from about 5:30. The 6:30 games. There's also 7:30 games and different venues.
All right, so we've got year 9s and 10s. Morley girls had their first win the week before, and before the school holiday break. So they're improving week by week, but I'm sure there's some more wins around the corner from what I'm told.
So what's happened there is that we've combined with other local clubs to ensure that we haven't got enough girls and they haven't got enough girls. We combine teams. So the 9s and 10s have combined with the Morley Football Club, and similarly the year 11 and 12 have combined with the Kulbinia. So we've got enough numbers with these combined teams, and it's all about the girls being able to go out and have a bit of fun. Good quality football. They go in, they have a crack. They've had a bad run of weather on Friday nights this winter, but they get out there and they turn up and they go out and they don't complain and they have a real good crack.
So the Kulbinia, that's the year 11, 12s.
Correct, that's year 11 and 12.
So they've had a few injuries by the looks of it, and Sean, the coach, has been very impressed with their efforts every week in, week out. So sitting fifth on the ladder. Okay, so what we're talking about the girls, I believe we're lucky enough to have Michelle Amos on board,
Yes.
who's come on as the football coordinator.
Well, this is the other thing that when we built the girls' teams, we then needed an infrastructure. And it's a wonderful thing about our football club is that we'll always find people to put their hand up and help and support. And Michelle's come on board as a coordinator. We've got coaches, we've got staff for all the teams. And more importantly, we've got something to build on with the girls. And it's only going to get stronger, Steve, from as we keep going. We've built something very quickly and very strongly, and it's a great feature.
It's great. I mean, you can see that women's football taking off, and young girls playing at this age is giving them a great opportunity. There's a lot of them. The demographics of Bayswater, a lot of families. So even the younger kids that haven't started playing footy have got the opportunity to join a really strong and well organised club at Bayswater Junior Footy.
For sure.
So on to what do we got here?
Our Indigenous jumper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so as of this week is NAIDOC week. Rob, our president, we had discussions about introducing an Indigenous jumper. So Rob applied for the girls team to as part of the AFL, and we received a grant, and we've been able to get an Indigenous jumper for the girls. Similarly, we wanted to extend that to our boys playing group, and we have got another sponsor on board to help out, which is Galleria Podiatry, who will be featuring in weeks to come. They'll be sponsoring the boys' jumpers. So now we've got Indigenous jumpers. Now, for the design, Rob approached the Hillcrest Primary School, and we did a competition, and we asked the kids to be involved. And one of their students, a Year 6 student, Hannah, came up with a design. So we'll be featuring that in weeks to come. There'll be a lot of that. So this Saturday and Sunday is NAIDOC week. So we will be rolling out our new Indigenous jumpers. Unfortunately, they're not ready. We wanted to have one to show, but we will be showing it. We'll be showing it off in weeks to come, and when we do our next wrap-up in a couple of weeks. But get down to the club, and if you can get down there Saturday morning, we'll actually have a bit of a presentation and with a ceremony to actually launch our club, our Indigenous jumper.
That's fantastic. Everybody's getting on board with the Indigenous jumpers, which is really good to see.
Well, just on that, sorry, Steve, the story behind it is what's fascinating. So we'll be featuring that story behind. Hannah actually produced a story behind her design, and we'll be featuring that, and everyone can get on board with that. So it's a good thing.
Absolutely. Look forward to it, Hannah, learning more about your story with for that jumper. Now, behind the scenes, there's been, as you mentioned earlier, a new website coming online, so just keep an eye on that. It'll be published on the socials. Upper Hillcrest Development is still pressing along with some workshops being held with the City of Bayswater to get a better amenity up there. And obviously, as you mentioned, the NAIDOC round starting. Mayor Dan Bull and Councillor Lorna Clark will be joining to unveil the Indigenous jumper on Saturday morning at Upper Hillcrest Oval. What time would that be?
It starts at about 8:30. So there's a 9 o'clock game, and we'll be doing that from about 8:30, and there'll be some information coming out on social media. As with all these things that you mentioned, Steve, there's a whole bunch of people, volunteers,
Yes.
that get behind the club and do a lot of work, led by our great president, Rob Witowski, who does a mountain of work. But there's a whole number of people that are doing things. Sure. And this week, it would be great to see as many people as we can get down for this ceremony. But there's a lot of work to be done, and part of that work is to try and get a new clubhouse built at Upper Hillcrest.
Yeah, so come on, City of Bayswater, pull your socks up. In a footy analogy, pull your socks up, help out here, and the community, of course, will get involved. But look, we're just getting back to the sponsor of the week, Charlie's. Give them a crack. Go to Charlie's. I'm sure we've covered pretty much everything that we can cover in terms of that. LAY2 Real Estate, major sponsor of the Bayswater Junior Footy Club. So once again, kicking goals is important. If you want to kick goals in real estate, selling or property management, give LAY2 Real Estate a call. I'm Steve Lay. Thanks, Colin, very much for coming in.
Before we go, how about you tell everyone about the idea you've got with our club being able to support you and get extra funds for our club?
Well, I think if anybody's still watching, they might be interested. But look, we'll bring that up at a later stage. We'll get some information out to the club about how that works. and we'll go into that in a little bit more depth. I think we've been going for about 10 minutes at the moment, so it's 15 minutes. But anyway, so we'll just
in a nutshell. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We'll talk a bit more about it in coming weeks. But thanks, mate, and we'll keep this going.
No problems. Thanks very much, Colin. I'm Steve Lay. Thanks for dropping by. Ciao for now.